Somehow in this world, molestation is the key to something. Now, we all know that it's a ritual and things of that nature. But here's what you don't know. Before you had religion, before you had this King James version, etc., right? You had the satanic version. Now, the satanic book was here before any other book. Yeah, the satanic book was here before any other book. Matter of fact, King James, he printed a satanic book before he printed the book you know currently today as the Bible. Now, you would think that's a coincidence, or you would think that, oh, he just printed that one first, just so happened. But the reality is, God never wrote anything. Satan, the only one who wrote anything on this earth. Everything you read comes from Satan. Why you think at the highest of every religion, right, at the highest of entertainment, right, there's child molestation? Now, you can name them. They come in the name of prophets. They come into the name of Jesus. They come in the name of everybody, right? Malachi Yorkie, all of these people, right? And they all end up in the same spot. They all have the same charge. They all do the same thing. You think that's a coincidence? You think it's a coincidence that the elite people of this world indulge in child molestation? And you think it's a coincidence that everyone from Elijah Muhammad to Brother Polite indulges in child molestation? Now, from the beginning of any history that you want to study, you're going to find sacrifice, child molestation, right? And a lot of wicked things. That's not by accident. That's not by anything other than God never wrote a book. God never had anybody write a book. Religion has been used to control the masses for centuries. You think it's a coincidence that these religious people, these people who bring order, these people who bring religion, always end up just like the rest of the enemies of God? They end up doing the most heinous crimes in society, right? Now, in order to be this high-ranked general in this Satan army, you have to do the most excruciating things against God. I mean, the worst of the worst. The worst sin that you could do. Mess with. Now, I'm going to show you just exactly what I'm talking about. Pay attention to this video.
What did Malcolm say about Minister Farrakhan? We're specifying. The motherfucking Nation of Islam is a criminal organization. And it's Minister Farrakhan. What did he say about Minister Farrakhan? Leave me alone. I'm playing the tape. Goodbye. I'm playing the tape. Goodbye. Here we go. Now, everybody, if y'all want to see this on y'all own, this shit is called Malcolm X exposes Elijah Muhammad. Now, first of all, we're going to start at 6 minutes, then we're going to skip to 10. Now, this is Malcolm X saying that Elijah Muhammad is a pedophile. Matter of fact, let me go to my Instagram one, because I got it right there. Look, this nigga mad about some shit I posted last year in 2018. This nigga still hurt. Now, let me play this shit. Here we go. And nigga, I don't give a fuck, but let me play this.
The Imperial staff was expanded to, I think, 8 teenage sisters. From what I now know, when the 4 of them got back to Chicago and began to compare notes, they found that the same man had told all of them the same story and had made all of them pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the father of all of these various children whom you have enumerated? The first one to tell me who the father was Wallace Muhammad, and he told me that the father was Elijah Muhammad himself. And then
Now, you don't know, Wallace Muhammad is Elijah Muhammad's son, and Malcolm X just said that the first person who admitted to him that Elijah Muhammad is a pedophile was his own son. Now, let's keep it plain.
Wallace Muhammad was also an FBI agent.
Let me keep it moving.
Wallace Muhammad was also an FBI agent who brought down the...
Let the video play.
Get the facts right, brother.
Okay, now he said he went to Elijah Muhammad directly, and Elijah Muhammad admitted it. So now what? Now let me keep it moving.
Now, did you see how the brother looked up top? Mr. Islam? Did you see how he looked? Did you see the excuse he gave? He said the man who told Malcolm that was an FBI informant. Now, see, I want you to understand that All of these people have an agenda. These people, come on. It doesn't take common sense to understand that who is following someone who's committing these type of atrocities? Who's following someone who's trying to kill the very person who's trying to heal the community? While at the same time saying they're trying to heal the community, but are using the kids of the community as sacrifices. And you can understand these people because they always got this same character. See, more people prone to follow people like that. More people prone to follow or look for Jesus. Look for who they gave you, right? Because people are scared to stand up on their own. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Now, in this King James version, right, of this book, because I've heard people say that the King James version is just like the Ethiopian version of it, right? Besides a few change or maybe different word spelling, right? That's what I heard people say. Now, I will say this for the people who know more about this subject than me, and maybe you might want to say, I don't know what I'm talking about, just leave your comment, right? So now, if this is true, if the Ethiopian version of this book is the same as the King James, besides a couple words change it, etc., right? That would mean that the Ethiopian book told them to honor their slave masters, right? Not only that, they were sacrificing kids. Now, do you think it's just a coincidence that the evilest people of today are practicing these same things? What do you think came first? You think the book came first or the practices? And if these practices are so evil, right, why would they be in a book that you say come from God? And if God did write this book or got humans to interpret it, right, you're telling us that God is one of these elite people that we have today that sacrifice the kids, eating kids allegedly. And if that is so, because you know a lot of people, you know, they speak for God. If you don't notice that or pay attention to that, they read the book and they think that they know more than you because they read it and they maybe understand it a little more, so they start to speak for God. That's like that book. That's all they was doing. Someone speaking for God. So let's say that I'm right. Let's say that there is no book. God didn't write no book or got anybody to interpret no book, right? Let's say that. So that means someone who was ahead of us consciously, right, came up with a plot to steer society in the way that they want, or steer the world in the way that they want, and actually have people carry out the missions that they want and build up a society that they want, which is a society that goes against God's actual rules and wishes, right? And if that's so, wouldn't everything be named different than what the original name was? Or is it that it's easier to accept a conjure up story than it is to accept that you might just be on your own?